In 1998, a professional footballer was sold for 2 tons of meat. Not a metaphor, not a joke. His actual transfer fee, the number his entire career was valued at, was beef and pork. Delivered by truck, and the club that sold him, they weren't even embarrassed. They had a plan for the meat. This is the strangest transfer in football history, and it happened twice. Romania, 1998. Second division football. Money is tight. Not Premier League type. Actual can't pay the electric bill type. At a club called Jewel Petrosani, there's a midfielder named Ion Radu. He's decent, not a superstar, but useful, the kind of player a smaller club would want. A rival club, Valsia, come knocking. They want Radu. Normal transfer. 2 clubs negotiate a fee, money changes hands, player moves on. That's how this is supposed to work. Except Jewel Petrosani have a problem. They don't need cash right now. They need to feed their squad and pay wages, and the accounts are a mess. So somebody in that boardroom asks a question that should never be asked in a transfer negotiation. Do you have to pay us in money? And Valsia, instead of laughing them out of the room, say yes. The 2 clubs sit down and actually negotiate this. Not as a joke, as a real transfer fee. The final agreement, 2 tons of beef and pork. Think about that number for a second. 2 tons. That's not a gift basket. That's not. Here's some sausages as a bonus. That is a truck, an actual delivery truck, backing into a football club car park, unloading a professional athlete's entire market value in cuts of meat. The club president didn't even try to spin it as anything other than exactly what it was. He came out afterward and said, plainly, they were going to sell the meat, and use the money to pay the rest of the squad's wages. So Ion Radu wasn't just sold for meat. He was sold for meat that then had to be resold, to generate the actual cash the club needed in the first place. He was, functionally, a very slow, very complicated ATM. Here's the part that makes this stranger. Jewel Petrosani, the same club, had already done something like this before. They'd sold a different player, Liviu Besa, to another club entirely, for 10 footballs. So this wasn't a one-off desperate move. This was apparently just how Jewel Petrosani did business. Somewhere in that club's history, someone decided the fastest way to solve a cash problem was to stop using cash altogether. And it turns out Romanian football had a taste for this. 8 years later, in 2006, a completely different club, UT Arad, sold a defender named Marius Choara to a 4th division side for 15 kilograms of sausages. 15 kilos. Compared to Radu's 2 tons, that's almost insulting. And Choara did not take it well. The jokes started almost immediately. Teammates, fans, rival clubs, all clowning him for being the sausage transfer. He retired the very next day, packed up, left the country, and reportedly went to work on a farm in Spain. The buying club then demanded their sausages back. So somehow, in a 9-year window, Romanian football produced 2 separate transfers where the currency wasn't money, it was meat. One player got 2 tons of beef and pork and quietly got on with his career. The other got 15 kilos of sausages and quit football entirely rather than live with the jokes. And here's the thing nobody talks about. This actually reveals something real about football economics at that level. Lower league clubs in cash-poor leagues have always found ways to survive without real money. Kits instead of fees, tracksuits instead of fees, even a set of encyclopedias in one case in the Netherlands. Meat was just Romania's version of barter football. It sounds like a joke. It's actually a snapshot of how fragile the finances are underneath the sport that generates billions at the top. Somewhere in Romania right now, there's a football club whose entire transfer history includes a player, 10 footballs, and 2 tons of meat, and honestly, given how transfer fees look today, I'm not convinced they made the worst.